Patient X here is Alabama. Patient X is Alabama. Alabama is right now on a run of success that we probably will never see before in this sport's history. What Nick Saban is doing is totally unprecedented, and I don't think it'll ever be repeated. He's the greatest college football coach to ever live. He's currently still doing it, and Alabama is currently the best program in the country. Now, all of that can be true, and I don't have to overrate Alabama on this specific season. And that's what's happening. Preconceived bias. Alabama, we felt, all of us, myself included, we all felt like Alabama was going to be as good of a team as we've seen in many, many years. They were as large of a betting favorite coming into this season as any team in the history of the sport. Okay? And it didn't pan out. It didn't pan out. And yet, Alabama and the teams that beat Alabama are being treated as though they're still the greatest team ever. Again, they can be on the greatest run ever, and this specific year could be falling short, which it is. And the data bears that out. This is not a knock against Alabama, and I hope all the Tide fans hear me say, you have the preeminent program in the sport. The team is not great this season. Alabama's played 8 Power 5 opponents so far this year. In those 8 games, 5 of those games have been one-score games. In those one-score games, they are 3-2. Just to give you an idea, if you go back to some of the great Alabama teams, like let's say the COVID year, 2020, that was an all-time great team, especially on offense. Guess how many one-score games they played? 1. And they played a 10-game SEC schedule plus an SEC championship game, and then ultimately went through the playoff and won the national championship. One-score game. 1. This year's team hasn't even gotten to the Iron Bowl yet. They've played 8 Power 5 opponents. They've had 5 one-score games, and they're 3-2 in those games. So this version of Alabama is not 2020. Okay? And we're treating every team that beats Alabama as if they're the Joe Burrow LSU team. And they shouldn't be. Preconceived bias is hurting the rankings currently. And these people that are in that room need to see that. Please see that, because what you're doing every Tuesday is hurting the credibility of the sport. See, I don't care which conference wins the national championship. I don't care at all. Guess what I care about? The sport. I care about college football. That's why I meet with Greg Sankey as many times as I meet with Kevin Warren. Why? Because I care about the sport. Okay? I want CBS and ESPN and ABC and us at Fox all to have giant ratings. Why? Because it helps the sport. I want more great matchups in the offseason. I don't want to see Austin Peay. Why? Because it's better for the sport. I want to see playoff games on campus. Why? Because it's better for the sport overall, not for a particular conference, but for the sport. And this committee and this experiment over 8 years of this committee ranking teams on a weekly basis has failed. Period. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.